Y'all know I ain't live like this all the time.
And we live. It's the AMF show, episode 26. I have a very special guest with me today, my brother Jason Curry. We get into the interview, before I introduce him, I just want to give you guys our updates. So our mentoring program, we're still at it. We're getting closer to the end. Just this past week, we had a special guest who did a workshop with the boys where they created floral arrangements to give to their parents, to give to their mothers, as a late Mother's Day gift. We call it a just because gift. We had our All-Star weekend this past weekend where we had 4 really exciting games. We did a coaches versus parents game. Of course, I got the MVP. You know what I mean? That's I had to get the parents the business and stuff like that. Our invitational, our middle school and high school invitational is still in progress currently. That's going well. That's coming to an end. On June 8th, we're having our career day, our career and health day. At middle school 226. We welcome everybody to come. Quick shout out to all of the sponsors. Hillside Toyota. If you're interested in purchasing a vehicle, you go to Hillside Toyota, see Sal, and tell them that Coach Javon sent you. Storytime Daycare in Queens Village. For those who are interested or looking for childcare, reach out to me. I'll connect you to her. Shout out to Chef Corey, my guy. He caters events, meal preps, prepares food for a lot of the schools, does private dinners. He's our DJ, our announcer at all our basketball games for our development league. Shout out to him. Shout out to the Dear Summer crew and their annual barbecue, June 22nd. Don't want to miss that. They have Jada Kiss performing at this event this time around. And the event grew so big, they're taking it on tour. They're going on to host at 3 different states. They're going off to Atlanta, DC, and Houston. Tickets is going to be sold for that. Hit me up for those. Shout out to the AMF family. Shout out to my dog Stills and Tiny and the rest of the Bars and Hoop family. And shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now. And now for my special guest, my brother Jason Curry. Legendary Queens guard, Mr. Big Apple basketball himself is here in the building. Thank you for being here and welcome to the show.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. I know that we scheduled this a few months ago. You know, it's like getting on the line at the club. Yo, you just gotta wait your turn, man. You gotta wait your turn. You know, I waited 2 months to get in the club, and man, I'm having him here tonight.
Right, happy to have you too, man. Welcome to the show. What's going on? How's life treating you? What you have going on these days?
Everything's great, man. Like I'm just kind of like at a point in my life, man, where like I love all the stuff that I'm able to do in the community basketball, but like I realize right now, the most important thing is like prioritizing myself, man. So, you know, and understanding that's not selfish either, you know, like, so as much as I enjoy being in the lab and working and doing all that, like I enjoy my rest time and sleep time and chill out, you know, so that, you know, just really making sure I maintain that balance.
That's a fact, man. That's very important, man. Something that we all need to do. I mean, a lot of us, we moving around day to day. Packed schedules and forgetting sometimes to schedule things for ourselves. Exactly. I mean, so it's very important that you're doing that, and shout out to you for that. One of the things that I asked before I kick off the official interview is if you have to describe yourself using one word, what would that one word be and why?
I would go with loyal, and I feel like just because of how passionate I am about a lot of things that like when I'm locked in. Like I'm locked in, you know, and like, I would definitely say, you know, like I'm loyal to, you know, to myself, to my family, to everything that I'm connected to is just like when I'm in, it's 100%. And I give it all I got.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I agree with you, man. 100% loyal. I have a segment. It's called 21 Questions. It's kind of like an icebreaker. I ask you 21 questions, kind of like rapid fire. You'll answer the questions in the least amount of words as possible, or a single word.
Okay.
If you don't have an answer, you just will pass. Right,
man. It's an icebreaker.
Yeah,
man. It sounds tense, kid. I go ahead. One word. Okay.
Bars and hoops. So it's gonna be something pertaining to music.
Okay.
And then we're gonna jump into basketball, which is our primary focus.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Let's go.
Cool.
Let's go.
All right. Favorite rap artist of all time.
All right. Favorite, not best, right? Favorite. I gotta go Biggie.
All right. Favorite rap album.
Life After Death.
Fire. Who's your favorite R&B artist or group of all time?
Just one?
Yeah.
Man, yo, favorite? Dang, yo. One? New Edition, Faith Evans, Mary J. Blige. That's what
I like it. All right, so favorite R&B album.
Favorite R&B album, man, yo. Oh man. I love Mary J's My Life.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Faith Evans, that Faith album was fire. I still listen to that like it just dropped. Yo.
Yeah, of course.
I know I'm cheating right now.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with
it. I mean, this is your show.
All right.
I mean, is there a song that you're listening to currently on repeat?
Yeah, I just don't know the names of them. like right now, I'm like into like Christian hip hop.
Okay.
So like there's 3 artists that like I got on repeat. Nice. One dude named Young C.
Okay.
Another young boy in Orlando, Alex Jean.
Okay.
And another dude in Bridgeport, Connecticut, who's fire. My man C4 Katrona. So like anything they drop, hard body, like rotation.
All right. Say no more. Top 2 favorite basketball movies.
Whoa. Top 2 basketball movies. Favorite? I gotta go with the first one I think I ever remember seeing. Dad, what was this joint? It was this joint when I was a little kid. It had Bernard King in it. The dude from Welcome Back, Kotter. Somebody Google that for me, please. Somebody Google, put it in my chat so I can come back to it. It was a basketball movie with Bernard King and what was the dude from Welcome Back, Kotter? Gabe something. Yeah, somebody gotta help me out with that. I'll come back to that. And then is Hoop Dreams, you consider that a movie or documentary?
Sure. It's a documentary, but we'll
okay. We'll if not that, then I'll go Blue Chips.
Yeah, Blue Chips is definitely one of my top 5s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got you. Favorite TV show.
Wow, yo. I don't even really watch TV like that. Favorite TV show?
In the past, maybe.
Tag, yo.
Because I don't watch TV these days.
Yeah, I said the thing I remember like being dedicated to every Friday night was the comedy joint, the Russell Simmons joint.
Oh, Def
Comedy Jam. Like nothing got in the way of that, yo. Like
you gotta make
nothing
time for that.
Nothing got in the way of that, you know.
For sure. All right. Favorite basketball team to watch of all time.
Of all time, man, yo. You should send me these questions in advance. We wasting time on the hour right now.
Good.
All right. Favorite basketball team of all time to watch. I'm going with that Duke team a few years ago with Zion Williamson.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great
That
team.
was must-see TV.
Yeah, it was.
That was must-see TV.
For sure.
Zion was like, I don't know if I ever like cleared my schedule to watch. And it's different than NBA because NBA is 82 games.
Right.
College isn't that many. So like I'm able to like lock in on that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was a great team.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Who is your favorite basketball player of all time?
My favorite, I gotta go Bernard King.
Okay. Do you have a favorite team to watch play currently? 2
teams in the West right now that's tipping off in about 28 minutes. Dallas Mavericks, Minnesota Timberwolves.
Right, we might have to throw that on
the I love both of them. I love both of them.
Yeah, I love them teams too, man. You have a favorite basketball player currently?
Yes, and probably the top 2 young boy in Minnesota.
Yeah, Edwards.
And Anthony Edwards and Kyrie.
Yeah.
Love both of them.
Yeah,
love both of them.
I'm loving the matchup, man.
Yeah. Like I empty the piggy bank to watch Kyrie play basketball.
Really?
And I don't even say Kyrie plays basketball. I say he's a basketball performer.
He is.
Like the stuff he's an entertainer.
Agreed.
Like other people play basketball.
Nah,
he's performing out there on the court, yo.
Exactly. We ain't never gonna see a Kyrie again.
Yeah. Like he does stuff on the court that I say I could never teach anybody. Like I can't get in the lab and say, all right, we're gonna do the Kyrie. Like he does it. So I don't care how many times I watch it on replay. Like I can't emulate that, simulate that, none of that.
He got it. He's one of one.
Yes,
sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fact. If you had to describe your style of play using an NBA player, who would that player be?
Oh man, I talk about this a lot. One of my young boys. I would say the guy who I think most reminds me of kind of like my style would be Mike Conley.
Okay.
Like solid.
Okay.
Like dudes ain't really getting at him.
Right.
But he's always holding his own.
Yes.
Not the elite of the elite.
Right.
But like you always gotta respect them. Can get everybody involved. Can shoot it.
A true professional.
Yeah.
He just missed too much open shots for me.
Oh, that wasn't me though. I thought Mike Conley got a jumper. Wait, tell me, Mike Conley ain't got a jumper?
Nah.
For real? Man. He must have lost his jumper. Yo, y'all tell me, yo, show. My man show one. Mike Conley doesn't have a jumper show?
He missed way too much.
For real?
Yeah,
maybe on the games you watch.
It burns me up, man. Like he missed way too many shots, man. They should not be down the way they down if he made the shots.
Oh man, now we finger pointing at my dude now. Okay.
I'm finger pointing. I'm finger pointing. I'll take that.
Watch you go for 30 tonight. Bring me back on the show next week.
I hope so. What was the
best? Yo, Showtime just said Mike can shoot.
When?
Oh, come on, yo. All right, keep the interview going. Yeah.
What was the best year of your basketball career, would you say?
I'd say my junior year of college.
Junior year of college?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Throughout your whole basketball journey, who was your favorite coach to play for?
My favorite coach. I gotta give you three, man, for different reasons. That's like fine. I say, the first one stands out. My 8th grade CYO coach, Coach Craig Keys. Like love playing for him, like inspirational. Then I say when I get to high school, my AAU coach, summer coach Vincent Smith, Kenny Smith's older brother, like basketball IQ through the roof. Drills, like skill development. Right. And then I say my college coach was sick just from a preparation standpoint and like just really expanding like my IQ.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. That's what's up. Most skilled player you ever competed against?
Kenny Anderson.
Okay. He gave you a rough time? Or you guys competed? Yeah, went at each other.
I ain't gonna say we went at each other. We ain't played against each other a lot, but he definitely didn't embarrass me.
Okay.
And now let me say this. Not that he couldn't have, because he was the baddest, you know what I'm saying? But like the times that we played against each other, like, it definitely wasn't a bad look for me. Yeah.
Because he coming up here.
Okay. All right. He a bad boy, yo. He a bad boy, yo.
What was your top 2 tournaments to play in coming up? Wow. If you can remember.
I love Citywide.
Yeah, Citywide was a good one.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I don't remember the name of this tournament, but I'll tell you why I love playing in it. It was probably around my 3rd year of high school. I played in this tournament out in Long Island. I don't even remember where it was, but it was somewhere on Sunrise Highway. But I loved it because the dude who was the coach of the team had his own limousine company.
Okay.
So he used to come around. At that time, I'm living on the corner of Hillside and Merrick.
Right.
So he's pulling up in the limo, pulling up, summertime, everybody outside. I'm coming out, got the door open for me, I'm right. Yeah. So like, I don't even remember the name of the tournament, but just you talking about the favorite, that was like straight VIP service, going to the game, coming back.
Makes sense.
Everybody in the street, yo, Jay, like I'm walking out like a celebrity. Yo.
Nah, that makes sense. I would have picked that too for sure.
Yeah.
If you didn't play basketball, whatever sport would you have played?
Baseball.
Okay. Did you play any baseball at all?
Yeah. That was my number one love probably till I got to about 7th grade. Yeah, okay. I love baseball.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I forgot to ask this. Who was the most skilled teammate you ever played with alongside? Yo, I'm gonna say this dude who I went to prep school with, by the name of JoJo Outlaw. Okay. He's from the Bronx. This dude, he made me so much better, yo. Like my senior high school, I went to Cheshire Academy, and this is like me coming out of Hillcrest, where like I was honorable mention all city, I was all Queens, and I went up there, and it was a humbling experience going up against him every day. It was just like
that was the first time I felt like I played against somebody. It was just nothing I could do. Like just being helpless defensively.
Wow.
And then he was mad athletic, mad strong. So then I couldn't get off offensively.
Got it.
But that made me better, man.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
like you know, we used to play one-on-ones. Like he would kill me, but like I got a lot better just being around him.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. That concludes our 21 questions.
Okay, that was 21.
That was 21.
All right. How'd I do, y'all? How'd I do?
You did great.
Okay,
man.
all right.
I mean, you ain't go too far off.
Yeah.
You follow the rules, man.
All
right. So we're gonna get into
that was almost like a hood freestyle.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We're gonna get into the history of Jay Curry now.
Okay.
Let's talk about where you're from, what community you belong to. And a lot of Queens basketball players, they belong to parks.
Yep.
Sometimes they belong to parks that the parks don't claim them.
All right.
So do you belong to a park? What community you from? Shout them out. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yep. So I was actually born on Staten Island.
Oh, really?
I don't think I ever lived on Staten Island.
Okay.
I might have maybe lived on Staten Island like the first 2 weeks I was born. So basically, I was born in September 72.
Yeah.
My parents got married in October 72.
Yeah.
And from that point on, like we was always in Queens.
Got it.
So maybe my first two, I can't even, but yeah, but born on Staten Island. From the 2 weeks on, I've been in Queens. So I grew up right on the corner, 127th Street and 109 Avenue.
Okay.
You know what PS 121 is?
Yeah.
I live right there on that corner.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So actually, 109 Avenue, my side of 109 was Richmond Hill. You cross the street is South Ozone Park. Yep. So I grew literally right there on that corner. Okay. And then you talk about like claiming the park. Like my park was Lincoln Park. Of course. Lincoln Park was the first park was the first basket I ever made on the regulation hoop was at Lincoln Park. I was 5 years old. Wow. You know, and then I remember like being hype, making my first basket afterwards, walking down Liberty Avenue with my mother and bumping into somebody. I was like, yo, Jay, I heard you scored at the park today. Like I'm hype, you know. Yep. So yeah, that was my park, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So I'm gonna ask you this. Tell me the all of the schools you attend. All the schools you went to.
How much time we have?
Elementary.
Okay. There's a lot of schools, yo.
You're just saying the school. Right
okay.
You're just saying the school.
Okay.
We go elementary through college.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna backtrack and we're gonna go through all of the phases.
Okay. All right. So I'll make this easy. I'm gonna go elementary school from kindergarten to 8th grade. I went to St. Teresa of Avila on 130th Street and 111 Ave.
Got it.
And then college, I went to one college. I went to St. Michael's College in Vermont, Division II school.
Nice.
So high school, I went to Archbishop Malloy. I went to Forest Hills. I went to Lawrence Woodmere Academy. I went to Hillcrest, and I went to Cheshire Academy.
All right, so you started the transfer portal. You started that.
Oh, man. I ain't get paid, though. No NIL, though. I might have started the portal, but I wasn't getting paid.
All good. All right. So real quick, let's talk about how your basketball story begins. Who introduced you to the sport? How old were you, and what made you fall in love with it?
Yeah. So I always give credit to my father. You know, just growing up, I remember having like a little miniature hoop in the backyard. Looking at pictures of me as a little kid with the basketball in my hand. But then I think one of the things that my father did was just great was that then as I began to evolve and get older, he kept me around people that could help enhance my game, enhance my knowledge. So like the first guy was a guy who was from the community by the name of Gary Kane.
Okay.
Took me under his wing, man. Lincoln Park dude, man. And went to John Adams High School. Right. Actually worked at John Adams until he passed away in '99. And he was just great, man. Like took me to my first high school basketball game when I was in 6th grade to see Pearl Washington. Okay. Would like show me drills and just kind of was like a big brother, took me around. And then, I mentioned Cat and Vincent Smith. But I think that my love for the game just grew because I was good at it, and I think like with anything, like when you're good at it, you want to do it more, so like you know, my parents would send me to basketball camps at an early age, but I would just say that my love was always there because it was just like something that was very natural to me.
Got it. So is it safe to say like you was a guy who was talented? Was you ever terrible at any point, or you just naturally was had the gift? Because some people, they had to work towards getting better.
Yeah.
They were terrible basketball players. They got better over the course of training and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was that was the case for you or no?
So I would say this. You know, from my memory, I was always good.
Yeah.
That's my memory.
Right.
You know. But I would say that like I never played on I didn't play on my first organized team till I was in 5th grade.
Got it.
So the school I went to, St. Teresa in South Ozone Park at that time, didn't have a CYO team.
Yeah.
So my parents brought me over to Ozone Park, St. Mary Gate of Heaven.
Yeah.
So I was in 5th grade. My first team that I played on was with 6th graders.
Wow.
So this is my first organized team.
Okay.
And then at that time in CYO, they only took 2 players for your all-star team. So I'm playing with kids older than me, and I was an all-star.
Right. Okay.
But with that being said, before I even got on my first organized team, like, you know, I spent years going to basketball camps and being around it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as if I'm just new to the game. It was my first organized team, but I kind of been in the parks all the time, working on, playing, just not under a whistle. But to that being said, my first team, I'm playing with older kids, and I'm an all-star being younger than everybody.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so you mentioned you play AAU basketball. If you remember the team and the coach, if you want to shout them out real quick.
Yep. So yeah, a lot of what I did was with Aim High.
Aim
High, Vincent Smith, man. Yeah. Like, you know, I first met Vince when I was about. Matter of fact, I first met Vince in the 6th grade, and here's a story for you. So you talk about Kenny Anderson. So when I was in the 6th grade, my father took me to Malloy to meet Coach Curran.
Okay.
And he had me do a couple of drills for Coach. And then I remember afterwards, we went into Coach Curran's office, and Coach Curran told my father to call Vincent Smith. He wrote his name on a piece of paper. Vince Smith, he said, have your son, you know, start working out with him. So my father called Vince. Vince used to do a lot of workouts at Lost Battalion on Queens Boulevard, Rego Park.
Yeah.
So I remember I went there after school one day with my father. So I'll make up a time. It might be like 3:30 in the afternoon on a Wednesday. It was a weekday.
Yeah.
Lost Battalion's empty.
Okay.
Now, anybody remembers Lost Battalion was always packed, especially on the weekend. So like it's after, like there's nobody in it this day. So it's my first day meeting Vince, and he got another kid with him.
Got it.
So the other kid has a basketball. Vince gives me a basketball, and he says, yo, just follow him around and just do everything he does. So he's telling the other kid is Kenny Anderson.
Okay.
So Kenny's 2 years older than me.
Wow.
So he's like, Vince, whatever. He has Kenny doing the drill, and I'm following behind Kenny doing the drill. Right. And then I just remember like after about 20 minutes, man, like I was just tapping out conditioning wise.
Oh, wow.
And Kenny just kept going and going.
2 years old at
this time. Yep. But you know, I don't know how old he is, you know, at this point, you know, now technically he was only a grade older than me. Because so I was in the 6th grade, he was in the 7th grade, but he was 2 years older than me. But I just remember like my takeaway from that being just like, you know, how incredibly in shape he was, how fast I got tired.
Right.
But that was my introduction to Vince Smith, Aim High, and then from then, you know, like I've talked to Vince yesterday.
Nice.
The day before, and you know, he loves to call. He always says he's the tree and I'm the branch. You know, so like that. That's my guy there.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's talk about your high school career. You mentioned you attended a few. So let's where's your freshman start? Where'd you go? Where'd you attend?
Yep. So my freshman year I was at Archbishop Malloy.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And how was the experience there?
At Malloy, it was great, man. It was tough. You know, I struggled academically, but I loved Malloy. You know, like it was high profile basketball. Yeah. You know, my freshman year, I played on the freshman team. My sophomore year, I played on the JV team, but the varsity team at that time was #1 in the country, top 3-5 teams in the country. Like Malloy was popping at that time. So Kenny Anderson wound up being at Malloy. You know, so he was the #1 player in his class. They had a 7-foot center by the name of Rob Wardan, who was also a McDonald's All-American, who wound up going to St. John's.
Yeah.
They had another high-profile guy by the name of Ralph James, and a slew of other Division I and scholarship level guys. So like that experience being at Malloy, playing, Jack Curran's the head coach, like it was a great experience. Like I just couldn't handle it academically. I just wasn't prepared for the work and the discipline.
Got it. Understood. So what's the next step from Malloy?
Yep. So I did my 2 years at Malloy. So just to be transparent, after my second year at Malloy, I wound up failing 5 classes. Okay. So in the Catholic schools, if you fail more than 2 classes, they kick you out the school.
Right.
So my freshman year I failed 2 classes, but I was able to go to summer school at Christ the King, make up the 2 classes, go back next year. Now it's 5. Like so I started off the next year at Forest Hills High School.
Okay.
So Vince was good friends with the Forest Hills coach Erwin Eyes at the time. And I knew some of the guys on the team. Alley Cat was there at the time. My man Sean Titus, Valentine Douglas. They had a real nice crew. Oh man. My man Archie. I'm bugging. I can't really, I'm forgetting his name. But yeah, so I get over there to Forest Hills. I start. So this is my 3rd year of high school.
Yeah.
I start maybe about the first month of school, and then a guy by the name of Rob Holford, who's still in the mix. He's a coach now. He wound up calling Vincent Smith, and he said, Vince, there's a guy by the name of Jeff Weiss who just got the head coaching job at Lawrence Whitmere Academy. Okay. He's looking for players. Vince thought that would be a good setup for me because it was a small school out in Long Island, 8 to 10 kids in the class, get me out of my neighborhood, and just thought that would be a place where, I could focus.
It was a better situation.
Exactly. Yep. So the catch was because my grades were so bad in the 10th grade coming out of Malloy, that they said that they would only take me into the school if I repeated the 10th grade.
Got it.
Because basically I went to summer school, but I'm still failed 3 more classes.
Okay.
So I went to that school and repeated the 10th grade again, took the same exact classes I took in Malloy. Okay. And got kicked out of that school.
So you started the transfer portal and you started the reclass.
Yeah. Well, so this is what I always say. Reclass is optional.
Yes.
Left back ain't no choice. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's
a fact.
I ain't have a choice. Now it wasn't reclass. It was you have to.
Yeah, you had to. So you're at Woodmere at this point.
Yep.
Do you get to play immediately? How does that work?
Yep. Cool. So that they're in a different league, in the Long Island. Yeah. Well, they were in a private school league. So like some of the schools are in Long Island, some of the schools are in Brooklyn, some of the schools in Manhattan, but they were like in an independent private school league.
Got it.
So yeah, I played there that year. I played varsity. Okay. So now I'm back in the 10th grade again.
Yeah.
But yeah, same thing happened. I wound up failing 2 classes that year, taking the same exact classes, and then they kicked me out of Lawrence Whitmere. Yeah, that's what I said. That's the same thing my father and my parents said. Dad. And that's being nice.
Yeah. I wasn't the best high school student, so I'm not here to judge.
And I think my father's watching right now. The good thing about my father is he's getting older. He don't remember a lot of this stuff, so this is all good.
Right.
Like, word, Jay, you went to 5 high schools?
So you leave.
Man, hold on. My father saw a high school uniform of mine a couple of months ago. He was like, "Yo, Jay, help me remember. What school was this?"
What school was it?
I don't even remember. He just saw how he couldn't remember. Yo, what school? What uniform was this?
Yo, that's mad funny. All right. So what, man? You leave from there?
Get kicked out of Woodmere.
You get kicked out of Woodmere, and you head off to your next high school, which is
Hillcrest.
Yep.
So coming out of Woodmere, now it's almost like my only option is public school, because like I've done Catholic school, I've done private school, like there's nothing left. So coming out of there, Dave Edwards' father, Dave Edwards Sr., was trying to get me to go to Jackson.
Okay.
So he had called Coach Granby, and me and Coach Granby were talking, regularly during the summer. And just to kind of give you a point of context, Dave was about to begin his freshman year at Georgetown.
Okay.
All right. So now he's leaving Georgetown. So he's like, yo, I got another kid.
Right.
So I wound up talking to Coach Granby, and Jackson is always one of the powerhouse teams. And then another one of my big brothers at the time, True Carter.
Yeah, True. I'm hearing his name a lot.
Yeah. So True's from Baisley.
Yeah.
He went to Hillcrest.
Cool.
So he's putting the bug in my ear about Hillcrest.
Right.
So I was like literally trying to choose, and they were like the two most dominant schools in Queens at the time.
Got it.
Like they were top 10 schools in the city. So from a basketball standpoint, it's like you can't go wrong.
Right.
So I just wound up choosing Hillcrest because I could walk to Hillcrest.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm at that time, I'm living at the bottom of the hill from Jamaica High School.
Okay.
I'm living on Hillside and 167th Street, like right by Hillside
right
America.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I could walk to Hillside and Parsons
easy
to Hillcrest, or I gotta take 2 buses to Jackson.
Right.
I chose Hillcrest.
Yeah, I'd have did the same.
You
I'm
know?
with you, man.
Yep.
That was a good decision.
Yeah.
So what was your career like in Hillcrest?
Yeah, so Hillcrest was dope, man. It was, we had a nice team. As I mentioned before, I was honorable mention all city. I was all Queens. And it was just a great setup, played for a great coach, King Gershon. I had some amazing teammates. Like the atmosphere at Hillcrest was popping, man. Like I always said, like playing at Hillcrest, it wasn't games. Like playing at Hillcrest at that time in the 90s, probably even before that in the 80s, it was like a party. It was like a party, man. Like, between the fans, the cheerleaders, the step team, like a lot of people, like it would be packed in there, and probably half the people weren't even coming to see the game. They was just coming for the show,
right?
So like, Hillcrest was great, man. It was great platform to play on.
That's what's up, man. And that's where you graduate from.
No, so now I go to Hillcrest, but I'm only a junior academically.
Right.
So it's my 4th year of high school, but I'm in 11th grade.
Right.
So now at that point, I don't have any more eligibility.
Okay.
So then that's where Cheshire Academy comes into play. Like I had to go somewhere for my senior year of high school.
Got it.
But I didn't have any more eligibility in New York City. So I wound up going to Cheshire Academy. Okay. So I wound up going there for my senior year and wound up graduating from there.
Got it. So, all right. So throughout that time, throughout your whole entire high school experience, was college ever in your plans? Like, was you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd be remiss to not to say like Cheshire Academy changed my life, man.
Did it?
Like that was the best thing that could ever happen to me, man. Like getting out of New York City, living in the dorms, not only being in like a great basketball environment, because like they recruited big time. That was like at that time Cheshire played in the top division of the New England prep school. So you got dudes going pro there. It was just like the highest of the highest level. But then at the same time, it was very competitive academically.
Okay.
And I guess in short, what wound up happening was like I literally learned how to study there.
Okay.
Like as simple as crazy as it sounds, like I didn't know how to study.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have the discipline to sit and just read and absorb information. Like I didn't have the endurance to, like, you think about like working out and how you build up your endurance. I didn't have the endurance to study. I didn't know how to retain information. And I got there, man, and that was the toughest school I went to academically, and I wound up graduating from that school with honors.
Wow, that's dope, man.
So it showed me that it wasn't that I couldn't do the work, but I just needed the discipline and the infrastructure to be able to kind of show me and mold me how to do it.
And you did it. Well, honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's big time, man. Congrats.
Appreciate you.
Big time.
Appreciate Cheshire Academy.
Yeah. All right. So what's your next step?
So then I wound up getting a scholarship to a Division II school in Vermont, St. Michael's College.
Nice.
Yep. So I had a very good year at Cheshire Academy. Played a lot, was a big part of the team. And then I wound up going to Division II school in Vermont, like I said, St. Michael's College, and that was just an incredible experience, man. Like it's not where I wanted to go, because I always wanted to go Division I. And I think for anybody, who's competitive and serious and even pretty good, like to me, Division I has to be the goal,
right?
But because it was Division II, I didn't want to go there, but in hindsight, it was probably the best thing for me. Like I was able to go there. I started as a freshman. I was a 4-year starter. Like when I graduated, I graduated as the all-time assist leader, like #1 in all-time 3-point field goal percentage. I think I was #1 and 2 in all-time free throw percentage. I graduated #3 in steals. Wound up being in the Hall of Fame. And then, just from, relationships with people outside of basketball on campus. It was like it was a great fit for me,
That's
man.
dope, man.
Yeah,
that's dope. So your college experience, it was sound like a really good experience, man.
Yeah, no, it was great for me. You know, Vermont was tough for me to adjust to socially when I first got there.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't 21, so I couldn't go downtown. So where the school is like right in this town, Burlington, Vermont, which was at that time was like, it still is like a big college town. So there were 4 colleges in 1 or 2 miles of each other. So
Okay.
it was our school, University of Vermont, Champlain Junior College, and then there was an all-girls school, Trinity College.
Okay.
So like on the weekends, you go downtown and like it's
Turn
popping.
up time, yeah.
But you had to be 21 to get into places. So like, you know, my first few years, you know, I got fake IDs. I'm getting the IDs taken from me, you know. So like I'm sitting in my dorm room just chilling and just like, yeah, you know, like I'm really you know, it was crazy. Like my first couple of years, the weekends were probably the worst times for me.
Okay.
Because Monday through Friday, I'm active, I'm in school, busy, like I'm in the gym. So it was like once the weekend came, like I really lived in the gym a lot,
right?
You know, but it was like, man, I can't wait for Monday to come again, you know.
Okay.
You know, and then once I became once I became a junior and I turned 21, then I'm able to mix and mingle. Like now I got the full college experience where I'm like, you know what, like, yeah, this is a good look.
That's what's up.
A real good look.
Real good
look.
Yeah,
real good look.
All right, so what's happens after college? You graduate college, then what's next?
So I graduated college with a degree in broadcast journalism. And my father was working for the Department of Labor at the time, and he got me a job working for the Department of Labor.
Okay.
So I did that for about 6 months. So like maybe like my first 4 or 5 months out of college, you know, I was sending out resumes. I didn't get a job. So now say I graduated in May. By September, I start doing that. Then the following spring, I get my first television job working in broadcasting.
Nice.
So I wound up working at this television station called News Sport. And basically for 10 years, I worked in a lot of different spaces in media.
Got it.
You know, I worked at News Sport. I worked at News 12 Long Island. I worked at New York One News. I worked for NBA Entertainment. Then from there, I worked at CNN. And then from CNN, I worked at Channel 4, WNBC. I worked at WABC. So in a lot of those spaces, I was doing video editing, doing sports stuff. And then at Channel 4 and Channel 7, I would do editing with the reporters and producers for the 5, 6, and 11 o'clock news.
Nice.
And then at the same time, during the college basketball season, I was working as a college basketball sideline reporter and color commentator. So like that was dope. So you know, I'm most of the games I was doing was for the University of Vermont. They won the America East Conference. They still are. America East Conference is set up differently now than it was at that point. Yeah. But because I was living in New York, I did all of their road games except for the University of Maine. So at that time, the way the conference was like they had games in Boston at like Northeastern. I think maybe BU was in the conference at the time. And then, you know, Hofstra was in the conference. Yeah. Drexel in Philadelphia. I used to go down to Baltimore to Towson.
Covering all these.
Yep. So like whenever they traveled on the road, I'm there working the games, you know, sitting sideline, you know, sitting on the sideline and just, you know, the play-by-plays talking, and I'm doing the analysis stuff. And I did that for about 10 years as well. So that between that stuff and working in the television field, like I was like really immersed working in media.
That's dope, man. Yeah. That's dope. Let's talk about your program, man. How did it come about? Like, what was the idea behind it? Let's talk about when it started, when you founded it and stuff like that. I just know from my experience and outside looking in and knowing so many people who came through it, it's been successful for a very long time. A lot of young talent, saved a lot of lives, put a lot of people in position to be great men and women. And I just want you to elaborate and touch on that for a few.
Yeah. So I graduated college in 95. And then in around 98, I started playing on a semi-pro club traveling team called the DC Explorers, based out of Washington DC. And what they would do is they would travel around and play preseason exhibition games against Division I colleges. Nice. So from that experience, I was like, man, like I could actually do this, and I think the organization wound up folding. So at that time, I'm only like 3 or 4 years out of college, and my circle of boys, everybody was still really hooping seriously, playing overseas. Like dudes were like, I was the one kind of working full time, but a lot of my friends were like still really playing seriously. Yeah. So I was like, man, like I could start my own traveling team. So because I was working in college basketball, covering the college basketball games, I had a lot of relationships with college coaches and athletic directors. So my first year doing a touring team, it was 9 of us. It was me, Shandu McNeil, Bam Moore, Javon Moore, a bunch of dudes, DJ Pendleton I went to prep school with, but I rounded up 9 guys. And I set up a schedule for ourselves where, we played University of Vermont, we played Columbia, we want to play in LaSalle, University of Virginia, bunch of schools, just up and down the East Coast. Right. So what wound up happening was, because we were going to be going on the road, dudes were like, yo, what are we going to call ourselves? So I was like, yo, let's call ourselves Big Apple Basketball, man. This way, wherever we go, people know we from New York. Right. That's where the name came from. Just as something as simple as that. So like I had uniforms and the joint said Big Apple. We were proud. When you from New York, like you proud. And then everywhere you go, there's always people from word. Oh, yo, after parties and all that. So it's live. Dope. So it was great because then what happened was like we're traveling around playing. The colleges are paying me. I'm paying the players. So it was lucrative. Dope. So that's kind of like how everything starts. So I only played the first year, and then after that, as the schedule and competition began to grow, I said, you know what, man, like let me be a coach and let me get some better players. Got it. So as we're starting to build our schedule, I'm getting higher level talent, like I got like Lloyd Daniels played for me one year, I'm getting like dudes out the league. Yeah. So what wound up happening was that it wound up being a breeding ground for guys that were in between jobs to kind of stay in shape, make money, play high level competition. Yeah. And what would happen was like dudes would use this tour, and the next thing you know, there'd be a lot of scouts, coaches, and agents at these games as well. Right. So now dudes are literally using this and going overseas. Ja Bay played for me on the tour. Matter of fact, I remember one game, Ja killed at the University of Delaware. The game was over. An agent knocked on our locker room door. Yo, homie, want to talk to you. Yeah. Ja's out overseas.
Dope. That's dope, man.
So basically that was kind of like how it was birthed. And then around 2003, what started happening was like, now I'm playing in the YMCAs, and like one guy who I remember, like who I used to hoop against a lot during this time was Shane Gatson. Okay. And Shane was in JUCO at the time. Yeah. But I'm coming across now. Now Shane was ultra talented. Yeah. But I'm coming across a lot of dudes that like, yo, you in school, yo, what you doing? Like guys are just kind of like trying to figure it out, but you can't deny their talent. Right. And I wherever I go to hoop, I'm just coming across all of these Shane Gats and these players in the community that could hoop. And a lot of them were like, yo, our parents would call me, hey, Jason, yo, can you help my son get in school? Can you help? So now when I'm out working the college basketball games, the college coaches would always be like, yo, Jay, yo, when you going to help me get some players from New York City? So I was like, yo, I got all these coaches. I got all these people around the way. Like, let me put something together. Okay. So in 2003, I created this event called the Scholarship Games. Okay. Free for New York City, for everybody in the metropolitan area. And long story short, it was like a 4-week screening process where like kids were like academically screened. Okay. We had to go through workouts and all of this stuff. Yeah. And we selected 40 kids after we had this tryout process, in which we then invited college coaches from around the country to see these dudes that
That's huge.
that we screen. And like some of my coaches, like Shandu McNeil was one of my coaches at the time, Kamani Young, who's at UConn, and my man Jamal Phillips, Tariq Turner, Andrew Kobasowski. Like I had like a lot of great basketball minds.
Yeah.
So that first year we did the scholarship games, 32 out of those 40 kids got college scholarships.
That's huge, man.
And I'm like, yo, we on to something.
Yeah,
so then from there, it was just like, yo, what else can I do? Oh, yo, let's do a tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, yo. And then next thing you know, I'm doing a tournament and the gyms are filling up. Oh, yo, you know, so my thing was always trying to come up with like certain themes.
Yeah.
So like I was like, yo, let's do something where we do the Catholic schools against the public schools.
Yeah.
And then that blew up. All right, let's do something. We bring teams from out of town. That blew up. And then it was almost like everything that I was creating was just blowing up. And that's kind of like how Big Apple basketball really started to blow. And then we, you know, we were always doing workouts and training. And then we got in the Pro City. And now I'm getting more looped in with like NBA and overseas dudes. And then it became like really full service. We're servicing youth, we're servicing high school, we're serving the college dudes, and we locked in with the pro people.
That's dope, man. That's big time.
Yeah.
Congrats. Congrats, man. I know it's gonna keep going up. You know what I'm saying, it's what you're doing is huge, man. Again, you position so many people. I'm sure there's so many people out there that's super grateful for you. You know what I mean? And on the behalf of them, I'm saying thank you, man.
I appreciate
it.
I
mean, because that's big time, man. And that's like one of the things that was very important to highlight. Like you taking us on that journey of how it started and where it is currently. How many years would you are you in existence with your program?
So this November will be 25 years.
25 years.
I started in November of 99.
Wow.
Yeah. And when I think about it, and you know, I think a lot of us are kind of like, you know, reflection of our environment, you know, how we grew up. And for me, I realized that everything ties back to, you know, the people that my father put me around, the Gary Canes, the Vincent Smiths, you know, the people that never quit on me, the people that always helped me to get these opportunities. You know, for me, you know, when I say that, like, I went to 5 high schools, every one of those situations, it was somebody else making a phone call for me to get me another chance. So now when you think about like what a lot of my life is about, giving kids opportunities through basketball, is really just kind of paying back my life.
Paying it forward, man. That's big time. All right, that's what's up, man. Recently you received like an award from the Knicks. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, man. So in 2017, the New York Knicks and the Junior Knicks honored me as their coach of the year. And it was just great, man. And it was humbling, man, because there's so many great coaches in the city, man. And one of them who really stands out, Joanne Arbitello, you know, like people that I didn't really know her that well, but you just see their work and you know, you admire them from afar, man. So just to be, you know, just to have them give me that honor was incredible. And then what happens is from that point, every NBA team then submits their organization, their franchise or team coach of the year to the NBA.
Right.
And then they do a national junior NBA coach of the year.
Right.
So then I wound up becoming a finalist for that. It was me, another dope dude who was with the San Antonio Spurs, another woman with the Memphis Grizzlies. They flew us out to Chicago. Like it was like this big event. And then I wound up winning the national junior NBA coach of the year that same year, man.
Big
so
time.
It was just like an incredible blessing, man.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's dope. Congrats on that. Do you have any memories of playing at Ajax Park?
Oh yeah. So my main park was Lincoln,
of course,
but they so close together, like it's impossible unless you got some real beef across the bridge. It's impossible not to go back and forth. It's impossible.
Right.
So yeah, so you know, when I was growing up, Ajax and Lincoln, the tournaments hadn't started popping yet.
Right.
You know, so it was just like going over there. Yeah. Everything was just playing pickup.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I was in Ajax all the time, you know, like playing pickup. Again, not as much as Lincoln, but it wasn't nothing for me to go over there. Yep. I remember like Khalid Reeves being over there playing, you know. But then it's crazy that I mentioned this to you a few months ago without even realizing it. So I think the first game I ever played under the whistle at Ajax was summer of 1991. So I just graduated Cheshire Academy, and now I'm about to go to college. So like now, I'm kind of graduating. In high school, you play juniors, seniors, like now I'm like, all right, let me set my game up for unlimited. So I remember that summer, like I was working out hard, getting ready for college, playing in mad unlimited tournaments. And Derek Adams had a team with a bunch of dudes from Far Rock. So and he had a nice crew. I didn't play all the games, but I definitely went out there for a couple of games. Derek Adams was like my homie from when I was a kid. Matter of fact, here we go. Derek Adams' wife Tony. She grew up on my block.
Oh, really?
I knew Tony before, like me and Tony, the same age, grew up on the same block. So I remember when Derek started coming on the block, when they both got the John Adams, we all like, yo, who's this dude coming over here? Yo, Yo, not that we was gonna do anything about it. That dude was swollen back there. So I'm a buck 05, Yo, that's what I was thinking. I just couldn't say it.
Shout out to Derek.
Yeah, man. DA, what's good, baby?
Man, that's what's up.
Yeah. Man. So I wound up playing in Ajax that summer, but then I didn't even realize, until like you just told me recently, that was really the almighty, the first that was the first summer that your pops and your uncle did the tournament. I remember them being out there. But again, like when you go to hoop, you're not paying attention to the business stuff. You don't know the backstory. You just, there's a game or what? Only thing I know is I'm going to Ajax. They say the game's going to start at 1. That probably means 4:30. So I'm not going to get out there until about 4:15. Games never started on time. Yeah.
That's a fact, man. How important would you say is youth sports altogether?
Yeah, I think youth sports is amazing, man. Like it's needed. It saves lives. It teaches kids and adults so many life lessons, man. And it's funny, like you probably saw me pause a little bit because most people think about like youth sports saving kids' lives and youth sports teaching kids so much, man. But I think that when we really get wise as adults, we really understand that, like, man, like youth sports teaches me a lot. Like there's a lot of growing pains when you're involved in youth sports. And if you're not seasoned enough, you're always pointing the finger at other people, talking about the ref got to get better at this, the parents got to get better at that, the kids got to get better at this. And it's like, wait, hold on, like, where's the lesson for me? Right. So like youth sports is incredible for kids and adults, man.
Yeah. Always room to learn.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Learn something new in every situation.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, that's a fact. What advice do you have for parents of student athletes, and what advice would you give to the actual student athlete?
Okay. All right. So you saved the tough questions for that. Okay. Beginning, the first 2 minutes is fun. 21 questions. Now I feel like I'm talking to my psychiatrist. Okay. Let's do it. Voice tone changing. What advice would you give? What advice would I give for parents? I think 2 things, man. I think one is, what lessons as a parent are you able to learn in the spaces in which you really want your child to learn? And what I mean by that is, and this happens with me a lot, is that, I don't have any kids, but I think from a mentoring standpoint, it's relative, is that in a space in which I'm challenging a child to get better, there's an area in my life that I need to get better in that same way. But because I'm focusing on basketball for them so much, that I'm missing the lesson for me, because I'm saying I'll use an example, right? Like my young boy Nolan, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Nolan Raymond in the building, baby.
Yeah,
production assistant. So I've learned a lot working with Nolan, man, and I thank Nolan's parents for even allowing me the space to even just be around him, right? But it's been a lot of growing pains. But I use this as like I was always really strong in basketball, and I was always like really serious and had a strong work ethic, right?
Yeah.
And in a lot of places, I'm challenging Nolan to grow in that space. So it's easy to say, man, when I was your age, man, I was doing this and this, and I was going to this park, and it could be, and it was true, right? But then on the flip side, Nolan is really, really strong academically, and I was really, really weak academically. So I can't. So now my perspective has to be, man, like I can't compare my strength to his weakness. If I'm saying like he needs to get better in all of these areas in which I'm getting frustrated while he's not, then I got to realize, man, like these are the same areas in which a lot of people were frustrated with me academically. And then it leads to a sense of compassion. Like, man, hold on. Like, I can't be so hard on him having to do all these things now, because for me, it was a process. I can't say, yo, Nolan, if you don't show me this right now, I'm not gonna put you in this tournament. Or I'm not gonna do this. Or you got to show me how serious you are. Because in reality, I failed a lot, and people always made phone calls for me before I could ever show that I was successful.
True.
So using that perspective, just like, man, like there's always ways. Well, here's another one, like, saying, yo, man, you got to lock in. You got to focus. Yo, you doing too much. You got on your plate. You got to. Okay, now 2 weeks ago, right? I'm walking in my crib. I get to my front door. I pull out my car key and start pressing the button to unlock my front door because I'm on the telephone. I realize, oh, I'm tripping because I'm multitasking. But yet 2 hours ago, I'm telling him, you got to focus. You got to lock in. Dad. So now I got to realize how those lessons really apply in my life. That's something I think that a lot of parents miss lessons on because they're so focused on the kid that they neglect areas in which there's absolutely areas in their lives in which those same lessons can be applied. And I think the second part to it is I heard one of the pastors at my church say this one time: don't bleed on your kids. And I think a lot of times parents come into these situations. It's almost like relationships where, like, if we've been harmed in certain ways or whatever, we're already coming into situations with our past experience that now, you know what, like, I don't want my child to be hurt in that same way. Or maybe because of a past experience, I'm viewing a referee a certain way. Or because of the last coach jerked my child, now I have trust issues with you. And now all of these things are like, I don't realize that, like, part of what's holding my child back, and I don't realize it, is that I'm bleeding on my own child. And now they wind up with all these mental things that now have to be unblocked because we've wired them in a way that which we don't even realize that we've bleeding on them so much, but yet we're telling them, you got to change, you got to get better. And without realizing, hold on, I'm actually the one that wired them this way. But now I'm forcing them and telling them what they got to do because you don't realize you've actually been bleeding on your own child.
Wow. Yeah, incredible. Yeah, that's a fact, man. That was great. We're gonna run that back a lot. We're gonna get a lot of reposts on that one.
All love, brother. All love. Shout out to Pastor Eddie Jordan, Great Allen Cathedral. You heard?
Right. One of the last things, because we're winding down, we have about 3 minutes. I ask is for you to give our followers some motivational words, something that can be understood from a young person to an adult. Something that they can apply daily.
Yeah. To be honest, I think I've shared everything. Like
you got one more.
Okay, one more. Okay. All right.
Something in there under the hat.
Okay, I respect that. All right, just, I got one question for you before we leave, and I just need 3 minutes. So just let me know when we got 4 minutes left. So I answer this in one, and I need you for 3. All right. You challenging me. I got one more motivational thing. One more motivational thing. Man, y'all, I can't say I'm tapped out right now, yo.
You can ask me your questions, and then something might come to mind.
All right. So it's bars and hoops. Sure. You asked me a couple of basketball, a couple of music questions.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of yours, yo. When you used to post your stuff, I used to be one of the first ones, yo. So I can't come on here, and not ask for a freestyle on this interview. I just need 60 seconds. I can't come all the way over here and not get some bars. You said it's called look, bars and hoops. I'm the hoops. You the bars. I'm the hoops. You the bars. 60 seconds. Clock is running down. My thing. Yeah, let's go. You might get some new followers. I'm on my live right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you.
Something about this interview. So this way they know, he ain't write this last night. Yeah. That's how we closing this show, shutting it down.
All right, listen. I'm here with one of the legends, the legendary Jay Curry. So no reason for me to ever worry. When you solid, you solid. And when you not, you not. If you real, then you real. We gonna know if you not. I'm just being honest. Happy to have my guy here.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Everybody need a hype man. Talk to him. Talk to him, Hood. Get hood on me. Get hood on me, Hood.
Nah, man, that's all I got.
I respect, bro.
30 seconds.
I respect.
All right, man. But I appreciate you, man, coming on the show. I appreciate all you've done for so many people. You know what I mean? And it was an honor and a pleasure to have you here. You know what I mean? Just to share your journey. And thank you for coming. You know what I mean? And probably gonna have you come on again with some of the other legends that mention your name a lot. You know what I mean? And just have a good time. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
So we just wanted to celebrate you for all the great things that you're doing, and just keep going with it, man.
Okay.
And thanks for coming.
I appreciate you, man. Keep up the great work, man.
Yes, sir.
Love you, boy.
Yes, sir. It's the AMF show, episode 26. Hold on. Oh, my man. That's what's the name? That's show brother, Cliff.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he says, especially on and off the court, JC comes from good stock. His pops, Mr. Curry, who would always play and kick it with us in Lincoln, always, we said, took me and cousin Steve.
Yeah, Steve Little. Yeah. Yeah.
First thought was JC is making this look easy. I could tell Big Bro put on a lot of work, put in a lot of work with his game. Last All-Star game I played in Lincoln Park, me and JC was the backcourt. Both of us at least had 25, but most importantly, we had ball amongst family. He said honor and salute.
That's what's up, man. Cliff. And man, like his whole family, man. Yeah. His uncle, show, man. Yeah, love them all, man. Yeah. That's family for real.
Much love, man. Shout out to everybody that tapped in. It's the AMF show, episode 26 with Jay Curry. We out of here. Peace.
Oh man, that was dope, man. Appreciate you.